Hi everyone, Aidan here with etrailer. And today we're going to be taking a look at these accessory side rails for your Adarac aluminum series ladder racks. This is going to be one of the accessories you can add onto the rack to allow you to mount things up to the side while still leaving the bars open up top. Let's check them out. So a couple things to note with these is they are going to be length specific to your application. So these ones are confirmed fit for our 5-foot bed Toyota Tacoma. And depending on the truck that you have or the bed length, you'll have a different length of these that are compatible because they are just one solid piece of aluminum and they're fixed. So when you add it to your rack, you need to have the proper space to mount it, either on the inside like we have or on the outside of your uprights. But that point brings me to how these install. Not only will you have to drill through the uprights in your desired location, but also through the side brackets, and the whole thing will just bolt through with a nut and bolt. It's a very solid mounting option, but it does mean you're gonna have to break out the drill, and it can be a time-consuming process, but the nice thing is they do include a drilling template, so marking out those holes is really easy. You just have to figure out what height you want it at. And here's a look at what that template looks like. You can see it lines up perfectly with those bolt holes, and it's rounded so you can just set it up on the inside of the upright, clamp it in place, and mark your holes real easily. Now the channels, there's 3 in total. The outer 2 are gonna be a 1/4-inch channel, and the middle one is going to be a 3/8-inch channel. So good to know for the different types of accessories you have. You'll know what fits where. And they do even have an option for a add-on accessory bracket, which will bolt around the arm here. So if you have something that's not channel compatible, you could still attach that accessory. Now it is important to note that if you have this mounted behind the uprights like we do today, the ends of those channels might not be super accessible, so you might have to either slide the nuts in before mounting this up or undo the bolts to pull this down, get the accessories mounted, and then remount the whole thing. And while that might be a bit inconvenient, I do think the behind the upright mounting location is a lot cleaner looking in my opinion. But if you're frequently switching between accessories, I'd recommend putting it on the outside here. You get decorative end caps, so it's not open channels, it at least looks nice and clean. It'll just stick out a bit further. Now these sidebars can support 75 pounds fully loaded, and they do come in a pair, so that's per bar. 75 pounds on this side, 75 on the other. Now that doesn't increase the weight capacity of your ladder rack, so keep that in mind. These are gonna take away from the total capacity of the entire thing. So just make sure you're keeping that in mind as you're loading everything up, that the total weight does matter. So if you've got an Adarac ladder rack, then I think this could be a really nice addition to it, especially if you plan on carrying things like recovery boards, fuel cans, and just anything that you need to have mounted up with your camping gear that isn't gonna fit on top of the ladder rack, or you maybe don't wanna keep in your truck bed. The important things to know are when you're installing it, measure twice, drill once, just make sure it's level and even all across, and make sure you use our fit guide to find the right length for your truck bed application so that you don't get one that's too long or too short. But that'll do it for our look at the line of side rails from Adarac. Thanks for watching.